We've talked about how calorie counting, that's a mess, and we're going to lower our BMR. We're going to cause muscle loss. We don't want to go that route. We talked about how eradicating SIBO is connected to body composition. Come back to that, and then we'll go from there and talk about your way of modifying body composition for somebody right now that has weight to lose.
So among the most important things is, so as you point out, Jesse, eradicating SIBO. And I would urge people to do it with our SIBO yogurt that you make, not with an antibiotic, but with the SIBO yogurt. And it's fun to do. It's delicious and it's inexpensive. Restoring factors lost from the human experience, collagen, hyaluronic acid, as well as things that influence. So a major driver of abdominal fat is insulin resistance, the inability of your body to respond to insulin. So we restore vitamin D and magnesium, basic stuff, omega-3 fatty acids, iodine, those four nutrients lacking in modern life, when restored, synergize to minimize insulin resistance. Getting rid of SIBO, huge reduction in insulin resistance. Restoring microbes that normalize hormones, reuteri, gasseri, subtle, as it happens, the same ones in SIBO yogurt, also normalize cortisol. So anybody who's stressed, who, for instance, wakes up at 3 in the morning, wide awake, and they can't fall back asleep, that's an inappropriate cortisol surge. It's hard to shift the timing of that cortisol to 6 a.m. where it's supposed to be, but you can at least subdue its rise. Reuteri does that. Gasseri does that. We want to boost oxytocin from the brain. Reuteri does that. And a healthier diet and restoration of the intestinal lining via endocannabinoids. That also increases oxytocin release. Because even though oxytocin is called the hormone of love and empathy, I call it the hormone of body composition, shape and body composition. Now, resistance exercise in some form is very helpful, but I've become, to my great surprise, Jesse, I've become a big fan of vibrating plates because the evidence is quite good now. When I first heard about people telling me about vibrating plates, I thought, what? No way. You just, and that's going to change it. It does. The evidence is quite good. So think of it's called whole body vibration, is a mimic. It's an exercise mimetic. It mimics the effects of exercise. But to my great surprise, so there's a world of things called myokines. These are, you've heard of cytokines, like leptin and adiponectin. These are peptide mediators of metabolism, most of which come from fat. But there's also something called myokines. These are peptide mediators of metabolism that come from muscle. The less muscle you have, less myokines you have. The more myosteatosis you have, fat infiltration of muscle, the lower myokines you have. And we know people with lower myokines die younger, develop loss of muscle, have more insulin resistance, lower testosterone, more likely to have osteoporosis, hip fractures, early death. So myokines come front and center. We haven't even talked about that. But the microbial solution to myokines begins with eradication of SIBO, because we know that myokines and muscle metabolism contributes, not solve, but contributes to reduction of inflammatory mediators that antagonize your myokines. So eradicating SIBO, big first step. Resistance exercise, help. Vibration plates that have been shown to reduce abdominal visceral fat, a source of adipokines that antagonize myokines, that also have been shown. The vibrating plates are not so good at increasing muscle mass, but they're spectacularly effective for increasing muscle strength. So a very common result with vibrating plates is about a 25% increase in your strength in the first few weeks, using it 10 minutes a day. So we're talking about effects that may even surpass the benefits of exercise. So that kind of in a nutshell is what we're doing to take back control from this awful thing called weight loss and replace it with being aware of muscle, BMR, myokines, and all the things that lead to a long, healthy life.
If you enjoyed that clip, you're going to want to head over here and catch the full episode. I'll see you over there.
When you lose weight by cutting calories, your basal metabolic rate drops by about 25%. And for all practical purposes, it's permanent. Study after study has shown if you cut calories...